Welcome, acolytes. Here I am again. Today I am reacting to the Vtubers demand apology from Dorky after failing Collab, and from Rev says this. But before we actually begin, I want to say the following. I am actually working on a commentary on the Vosh thing, on the Vosh response. But the thing is, I am today again in the situation as yesterday, where I just for the effing love of me, I just don't have time. I'm already eating again while recording. And it will take a while. I guess I'm gonna do it on Sunday, the commentary, because there is a lot of to unpack and I don't want just to throw the stuff out and be like, here. No, I actually want also, because he says a lot of things, and the things that he says, I want to also search them and just be like, yeah, this is how he said it at the time that he said it, and not just, yeah, he says this, and then, okay, it's fine. No. That's no... Vosh is an aggressive, very aggressive, very unlikable, very pitiful person, and ACP enjoyer. So I'm not gonna let him just, well, off easy. I'm gonna do my best to actually see the context, see everything he has to say and why he did this, and I'm gonna treat him as harsh as he treats everyone else. So not gonna fail punches there, but it takes time. And time is the one thing that I just simply don't have right now. I am, as I said, I'm already eating, and this is something that I never wanted to do, eat while I'm recording, but, well, you just have to go and compromise this, I guess. And yeah, let's just, I think I'm gonna just start recording this one. Ref, get on with it.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So I only half-lied yesterday when I said we're taking a break from the Niji Sanji Dokibird situation. While we're not going to talk about Niji Sanji today, we're definitely going to take some time and talk about Dokibird, because recently some Twitter users, including some Vtubers, have been attempting to cancel Dokibird for her collab stream yesterday.
A-holes. Honestly, what the F? You, honestly, after I hear who this was, I'm actually gonna write it down and hate them, because what the Doki is in a defensive stance. She's not the aggressor here. That's why everything that actually comes from them is very bad in my opinion. So yeah. By the way, this is the girl that got doxed, if I recall correctly. Because the VTubers, I'm gonna be honest, they look all the same. the VTubers just, for some reason, if you see one anime girl, you've seen them all. There's just nothing special about them. That's why I actually wanted my character to be a nice Lich, a SmilingLich to be specific, because, well, it is something that I didn't find on the internet anywhere. So good on me on that, I guess. Shoulder pets himself. And I expect that you, acolytes, also shoulder pet me in the comments for this. Yes, I am expecting this from now on. I don't care.
With VTuber Filian. Now, I'm sure all of you are familiar with Dokibird, but in case you're not familiar with Filian, she is a very popular VTuber who has been on the scene for many years and has also collabed with a lot of big names.
F. If she's... So she's giving shit to Doki and I just said something bad about her. Yep. The dislike ratio on this one will be gigantic. Damn.
In the VTubing scene, so it wasn't exactly too shocking when she announced her collab stream with Dokibird. And as a part of that collab stream, we saw Dokibird make this post on the 19th promoting the stream. And while a lot of people in the communities were excited to see this collab between Dokibird and Filian, a lot of people on Twitter were starting to melt down, including some VTubers, because they think that Filian is very problematic. Here is a quote of Dokibird's post saying, "Doki, please, Filian is a pro-Nazi and AI supporter, and she's racist as..."
Oh, maybe I was way too early on that one. Because basically, what these days, basically, if you call someone a Nazi, the word is totally irrelevant, and literally 9 out of 10 times, the person that's called this word is actually a smart person that just doesn't give a shit what somebody else says. So yeah, I'm not even gonna actually drag myself as her, in my opinion, in a positive light. Okay.
F. Now, what's going on here? Well, we'll give you some context. So, number one, the pro-Nazi comment, that is pure Twitter language right here, using Nazi as a buzzword for people they don't like. But let's get into the later comments here. So, there are some users on Twitter who consider Filian racist for a George Floyd joke she made back in 2022. And I'm going to play the clip. You can be a judge for yourself.
Chat, think about it. I'm not the real streamer, you guys are. You're breathtaking. You're breathtaking. You're breathtaking. Chad, that was an effing quote from George Floyd. Alright, is she on drugs or something? No. Not right now. Alright. Was that edgy or not? I'm so sorry, Chad. I'm sorry. That was a little...
Of course, it's within your prerogative to think this is an edgy joke or something that is offensive to you, but a lot of other people don't think that this joke made in 2022 should be used as ammunition to cancel Filian for the rest of her life, and also be used as a weapon against anyone who wants to associate with her. And I've seen from my own personal experience, a lot of the threads trying to attack Filian for this joke are really disingenuous, and they're really about virtue signaling. Here's one of the main ones.
Oh my effing god. I'm gonna say this, every time you hear something like this, and I think about 9,999 times out of 10k times, the person does it purely to actually virtue signal. So basically a total time waste. And there are some small parts, sometimes they just do it to be an asshole. And there are though extremely rare moments, and I mean extremely rare, because I never seen this mystic thinking that actually genuinely believe it. But this is so rare that I'm gonna say it doesn't exist, like, or it's almost impossible to exist. You won't actually see this in your real life once, probably, with high probability.
Ones from back in 2022 when this first happened. Basically, they try to cancel Filian, and they find out that a lot of fans don't want to literally ruin her life over this joke. And when they find that out, they get angry and then start calling all of the critics pedos and racists, which is really just taking a page out of the book of Vosh.
I despise. Yes. This is... Yes. And the thing is, if you actually overuse these words, they lose their meaning. How the F is this a hard concept to actually grasp? Because words can change meaning, that's normal. But if you have a word that has a strong meaning, maybe you shouldn't overdo it at one point. Maybe truly use it just in a way where the person actually, or so we can identify bad actors. And don't use it on someone that disagrees with you. What the fuck, honestly.
In that situation. But we're seeing this happening once again here in 2024 because of this collab with Dokibird. And you can see people here saying, oh, that really did it. Man, I really wanted to support you so bad, but I can't, knowing you collab with a racist. Basically, a 20-second joke from 2022 is being used to ruin not only Filian's life, but make her like a modern-day leper that no one can basically associate with in any sort of a way without being attacked. It's a bit of an overreaction, I would say, to use this to use against people like Dokibird. But moving forward, there's also another complaint you might have already seen, and that is an AI complaint about Filian. So here is basically what people are complaining about. They say she's pro-AI, but really that just amounts to she has an AI tag for her community. Basically meaning if you want to make AI of her character, you should use this Filian AI tag on places like Twitter. Now, I am not an AI supporter. I think there's a lot of nefarious uses of AI, especially when people are trying to pass it off as real art. But here's a hot take.
Oh yeah, by the way, my mind changed a bit with this, because who was it? Yeah, a YouTuber basically made a very good argument for the AI. All in all, I don't have a problem with AI as a tool that actually helps you. But there is a specific case where if you as an artist actually didn't write down and got the license down for the AI to actually use your thing, that's actually the same thing as stealing the content. And I have to agree about that. Because in the end of the day, yes, if the AI just uses your content without your, well, real, without your consent, and just uses the things that you do for a mishmash, yeah, that's something different than a YouTube video that actually criticizes someone. Because at the end of the day, you're using to create, how can I say it? It's not criticism, it doesn't do anything else, it just steals your thing, mixes it up, and then just goes in. And art is something particularly, well, art like that is a bit different than a video, as I said. This is just, it's, I wouldn't even compare it to a reaction, because even reaction has a lot of things that's from you, the guy that actually talks, but directly stealing AI from it, it's unlicensed AI, that's actually, and using it for the AI, let's just say it like that, that's something that I personally wouldn't agree with and would say yes, if you want to use the freaking thing on a regular basis, because it's not like a reaction you do it once and then it's done. You won't touch it ever again. Yeah, the thing is done. But an AI actually uses the freaking art again and again and again and again and again. So it repeats the same thing. And that's why I personally am not a fan of it. Does it make sense? Of course it makes sense. It came from me. Of course it makes sense.
Okay? If you're a VTuber as big as someone like Filian, you're gonna have AI made of you. I have AI made of my character all the time, and I'm nowhere near the size of Filian's community, okay? Yep. I actually think having an AI tag can be a good thing. If it's already happening, at least there's a tag to separate and filter the AI from the real art tag. If people are gonna do it, you might as well at least filter it out from the main art tag and keep the real art separate from the AI art. But anyways, people are using that as a way to say that she's pro-AI and that she should be canceled. Much like this thread. This is probably the biggest thread going after Dokibird in this situation. It's a pre-debut.
And by the way, I think the people that actually are against AI and don't have a good reason against it, because I actually didn't hear any particularly good reason against AI, to be honest. Because, well, technology will just, it will get better after a while. We cannot stop it. It is what it is. But what we can do is actually do it that it's as fair as possible to the people that actually have to, how can I say it, that actually can, that have to endure it. That are actually, yeah, downtrodden because of, not downtrodden, that they are the target of this AI thing. Because it's still unfair, because if the AI will use your stuff over and over and over again, you just should get money for it. It's that simple. And I don't mean a one-time use where, as I said, like a video, but I mean direct over and over usage where it's just all the time. And it's all the time with AI. It's not just once.
VTuber saying this. Hey Doki, I'm sure you mean no harm, but Filian is pro-AI. It's right on her profile. It's a huge disrespect to artists, and I'd like her to be held, I'm assuming she meant held accountable. So yeah, I don't really know what held accountable looks like in this situation. Like, what are you gonna do to her? But here's the main issue right off the bat. If you have an...
Acolyte says, one of you an idea how you could actually hold someone accountable for something like this? I mean, without being a total scumbag about it. Because I just don't know. If someone disagrees with me, well, it is a disagreement, it's fine. I don't want anyone toxic to disagree with me, because then F them. But, because it's not worth the time. But, I mean, a normal human being disagreement? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
An issue with what Filian is doing, take it up with Filian. Don't go tagging Dokibird and making it her problem. She's an adult. She can choose who she's collabing with. But you're making this call-out post against really the wrong person in the situation. And also, it's just the optics of the situation. Like, really, is this the time you finally want to do this? Is this just coincidentally when Dokibird has a lot of attention and talking about her will get you a lot of attention? And nothing says a genuine thread like immediately promoting your own content in the
Of course, that's a total scumbag. That's a total scumbag. Come on. You used to... This is the problem with oversensitized people. They just abuse the system and then just they cry about being fair and being honest and being this, and they do something like that. Just get the fuck out. Really? What the fuck? Like, oh my god. Oh, okay.
Replies of this call-out thread. But anyways, we're seeing a lot of people making some fair responses here, like this user saying, no need to spark new controversy. She can hang out with who she wants. I'm sure she knows about it, but ultimately it was her choice. Where the VTuber would respond saying, if she knows about it, then I no longer would support Doki. AI needs to be removed from the internet. People are losing jobs over this. It's not just as simple as a...
Yes, and you're gonna lose jobs of it. And you know what? It's fine. Because the PC you're using, if we just didn't... It's just, I don't know, like a car. You know how many people lost their jobs to actually build that thing? That were just a client and just had to be built manually, and now it's a robot that does it. It will happen.
Controversy, collabs are, in extension, networking, and give Filian more of a platform, and in turn, the use of AI. So, number one, acting like Filian is some tiny independent creator who's getting platformed by Dokibird. Filian is a huge VTuber. She is already a very established person. And also, you can see this guilt by association, okay? You'll no longer be supported if you in any way associate with Filian. Well, I wonder if people like this pre-debut VTuber have that same energy for other people who have collabed with Filian in the past, including people like Lena and Shy Lily, people like Merryweather, people like Henya from VShojo, people like, oh, I don't know, almost the entire VTubing scene, because only a few months ago, she hosted one of the biggest VTuber award ceremonies of all time, where dozens, if not hundreds, of VTubers participated in this event. Are you going to cancel and make call-out threads on every single person who either collaborated with her directly or participated in this VTuber award ceremony? I highly...
Of course not. Because it's not about doing the right thing, it's about the thing that actually brings you the most eyes on you. It's... Just F them. What the F?
doubt it. But anyways, you can see more of this sort of guilt by association here, where people are saying, you know, where is she even endorsing AI? She's just collabing with her, and the VTuber says, okay, I'm not talking about Doki here, but if she was aware of the extent that Filian uses AI, she would most likely not give Filian more of a platform. How do you know that? Are you going to speak on behalf of Dokibird in this situation? Do you know what she thinks? She's a grown adult, she has her own thoughts, and she doesn't need someone like you deciding what she thinks or assuming what she thinks. It's a very weird thing to say. But going on, talking about another subject here, and that is this VTuber demanding apologies, not only from Filian, but also Dokibird. So addressing this whole situation, well, first of all, in a way shaming Connor for getting raided by Filian, but she addresses the George Floyd comments. So she says this, sorry to add more to this, Filian did make an insensitive comment about George Floyd, I'm not educated enough on this topic to speak about it in full, and I'm unaware if she did already apologize for this or not. If she never, the black community definitely deserves one. I'm not gonna speak on
F you. I'm not gonna speak on their behalf, but I'm gonna. F you. You're scum.
behalf of anyone in the situation, but I will say she needs to apologize about it. Absolutely insane, but it wasn't just Filian who needs to apologize, it's also Dokibird. So this user says, complain to Filian, not Doki. This comes off as drama baiting, where the VTuber responds, Doki should be held accountable if she gives a user of AI art a platform. It's as simple as canceling the collab and speaking to Filian herself about the issues of AI. I'm definitely not saying Doki should even be canceled for this. A simple apology would do.
No, because this isn't something logical. This isn't something that a normal human being would think. This is something that a freak thinks. And you're a freak in a way where you just want power. No matter how little you're gonna get, you just want some kind of power over someone, just so you with your little fucked up, miserable, meaningless life can feel the freaking power surge in any kind of way. You're just addicted to it. And now, get the fuck out.
Yes, demanding that Dokibird apologizes. The audacity of someone in this situation who is a pre-debut VTuber demanding that Dokibird makes an apology for collabing with someone who has an AI art tag. It's absolutely ridiculous. And also we see other users talking about this subject, this user quoting Doki saying, "God damn, this is kind of disappointing to see, especially since Doki is an artist herself and prides herself on supporting artists, and Filian is a big AI art supporter and also problematic in many ways." Man. So the notion that Dokibird doesn't support artists is absolutely revolting, especially when your only evidence is that she had a one-time collab with Filian. We all know that Dokibird cares deeply about artists. I mean, this was a post made only hours after that one about her collab with Filian, promoting a charity auction that is going to be in collaboration with artists and content creators. And now, knowing everything that happened in the public information about her termination from Niji Sanji, we know that one of the reasons she was terminated was because she wanted to give artists who participated in an art contest for Selene.
Yep, she actually sacrificed something. And this is something that the scumbag that actually criticizes her for it doesn't understand. And the scumbag won't ever understand it. It's that simple. Because being a decent human being isn't just saying something. You actually have to do something good. Or decent. Or just trying your best in a case is the thing you're doing. It's not just going on Twitter and writing something down. That's lazy. That's nothing. Even I in a reaction video do more than you. And I don't even pride myself on it. It is just what it is. And I want people to actually fucking start thinking for themselves and actually start cutting shit like you out of their lives. Just because of the simple fact that everybody who actually wants to be normal, wants a normal life, wants peace in their life, should instantly cut something like you out of their life just because you're so toxic. You're so bad for the mental health of any person you actually know and see and will ever just can learn and you will ever meet. And that's the simple truth. And this is why I would actually every single one of you, if you have someone toxic in your life, cut them off. Of course, it's one thing to actually say, hey, that a person has their mistakes. I'm not saying people with mistakes, because I am not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But if you have someone that's this hypocritical, or the person that's actually out there before that, cut them off. it won't bring anything good in your life to actually accommodate this person. Or I'm pretty sure it won't. And this is not something because I am such a coach or something like that. It's pure wisdom of life. I met a lot of people in my life. Some are fine, some are bad, some are just, the most are neutral, most just don't give a fuck. And just don't waste your time on this. Life is way too precious and too short to actually accommodate scum like that. Just don't. It's simple, just do not do it. Just don't give them your time. They are not worth it.
Out-of-pocket money. She wanted to give them her own money to compensate them for their efforts in the art competition. And one of the reasons she got in trouble with Niji Sanji was that she didn't want to take no for an answer because Niji Sanji said no, and she went ahead and did it anyways and compensated these artists for their time and money. To imply she doesn't care about artists.
And this is something very good. If you want to be a good person, take a freaking step out of her book, not Niji Sanji. Not all the freaks that actually defend this gigantic billions worth of firm that actually just scams people. What's wrong with you? Don't F around with good people. Stop it. Don't. Let them do their thing. You will profit from it. I promise. Because you don't give a fuck that a different human being just has a good time. You don't care about it. Or the person that actually does it just doesn't care about it. It says those things. They don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. But if you're purely set on yourself and on your ego, yeah, sorry, you will profit more if good people like Doki actually do good stuff than you looking around just purely for your own good and your own ass and just destroying other people's life.
Is ridiculous. It's absolutely offensive. And also on the subject of good things Doki's doing, she has also raised now over $30,000 for mental health support. So I ask a lot of these people, flaming Dokibird and even flaming Filian, what have you done to make anything better in this situation, to support artists, to support people? Because I would lay off of someone like Dokibird for a simple collab with someone like Filian when she's doing a lot of good things and has a lot bigger things to worry about than a bunch of VTubers and Twitter users trying to cancel her over a simple collab. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. A lot of...
yeah, and that's all. I am a bit shaken by that, but at the end, good night.